Alright guys, so I'm on the high side right now. I mean, pretty good scrape here. Inside of this hedgerow, right down there inside the woods, is where I had that camera a couple years ago when we got that drop tine buck. So I'm tempted to put one of my cell cams right on that tree right there to see if that big giant is, up in the woodlot. Maybe coming out here at night, but I don't know. I don't hunt the upper property much, but maybe this field edge is worth one of the cameras. So this little creek is kind of a transition zone. They like to bed over in those overgrown Christmas trees. There's obviously been some pretty impressive rubs in here in the past. A lot of these saplings are always rubbed. I mean, usually a pretty good amount of these. So we're just inside the woods from that southernmost food plot. This is a solid rub right here. Usually when you see a tree that's shredded like that, when you instead of a smooth rub, when you really see the tree shredded, you gotta think of the bases of the antlers, and it really takes some stickers and some bumps and just kind of a rough base on those antlers to really shred up a tree. So this is definitely one of those 2-year-olds, if not a bigger buck. So this is the first good sign I've seen. We're about 150 yards away from the stand I sat in for those first couple sits in the first video. That stands down on the creek, directly downhill from here. And then the ridge stand is across this creek bottom up on the other side, about level with where we are now. And obviously the gut stand that I hunt the most, the stand you guys see the most, is down this valley about 200 yards to the north. So, good sign that at least a decent buck's running this valley right now. I think we're going to pop down here, check that little plateau for some sign, and then we're going to start heading down towards the gut stand, check that stuff out. And then we got to get out of here and go get the rest of our gear and get ready for a night sit. I think I'm going to sit in the gut stand tonight. It's south wind, so. Another really solid rub. This is pretty impressive here. Just on the lower creek bottom, the stand is right there. So that's a pretty good sign. Got a pretty good buck running this valley. I assume it's the same one that made this and the one that's just uphill from us. Up there closer to the edge of that food plot, but got the one cell cam over there on that tree, if you guys can see that. So I think we're gonna leave everything as it is down here. Got a decent little scrape down here right on the main path. Same path that pops out right at my gut stand. You guys can see this vine. You really can't make this up. A lot of people say stuff like this. I remember trimming that vine. I cut it to that height specifically, and sure enough, nothing crazy. It's pretty small, but a little scrape under it. So here's that same path we've been walking down. We've been walking straight north. And that's right where the gut stand is. So I hope today's video gives you guys a little bit better layout of the land. We kind of came down off that field into those woods, found those couple rubs. We had the metal stand on the creek way back down the valley. And then we just came all the way down the valley right on this main path until you pop out right down here on the north end where our gut stand is. So basically it's just this big creek valley. We hunt both sides of it. What's going on, guys? Really just getting going here. It's looking like the peak of the season is going to be November 2nd through the 9th. That 7-day stretch. Big cold front moving in this coming week. Things are really coming together. Would not be surprised if a new bigger buck, a shooter buck, shows up in the upcoming week. And over this coming weekend, we're going to go ahead and check the camera that's been soaking for 5 weeks out at the Big Woods property. The buck I call Ridge Runner is alive. I do have trail cam footage of that deer alive in the month of January, so he made it through the season. Should be a Big 10 point, probably about 120, 130 inch 3-year-old. So he's the primary target. Hopefully we get a picture of him on that camera that's been out in the woods. But things are going to really start picking up here. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, so if I pop up a new video kind of out of nowhere, you will get notified when that comes out. Make sure you hit that like button before you exit out if you did enjoy today's video. I'll see you in the next episode.